Patrons!
What's up, boys?
How are we doing? Oh, can you pass me a beer, actually?
Yeah, of course. What do you want, the Coors or a Heineken?
Just a Coors. Sorry, yeah, I got them last Friday. Oh, and can you pass me Milnor?
There you go. I am worthy.
It is the best present out of these. Oh, wait a minute. These? No, they're not.
Are they screw top?
No.
Good.
Well, I'm not being a dick to the Yanks here.
Go for it.
Because I am often a dick to the Yanks.
Yeah, okay.
Especially today when I was teaching.
Right.
But how are they so ahead of us for screw top beer tops?
Oh, I don't know.
Like they've had them since I think 1662 or something. They had screw top beer tops, and we still Budweiser are the only ones having. Do you reckon Budweiser in this country have a
the patent? Well, they don't have copyright or something like that.
On them. If you get a few that have the little pull top.
The pull tops, they're really weird on the cans. The pull top cans.
Oh, the can, yeah, they turn it into like a pint glass, or not a pint, you know what I mean, a glass.
Yeah.
Odd, very odd. But anyway, we like digressing. Is that digress? It's not digress. Patron.
Well, we've only just started,
Patron
so
is
we haven't had time to go anywhere to digress from.
No, but well, we kind of spoke about Halloween, but
it's been a long week. It's been all right. It's just the two of us, as you can tell.
Tom is at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, man.
Breeze blocks, both feet.
What was that really good graphic novel about the guy whose dad's watch was at the bottom of the ocean, and he worked on an oil rig, and he dived down the bottom. You let me borrow it.
Yeah. Jeff Lemire.
Yeah, that's the fella. What was that? That was really good.
The something diver. Is it behind you?
Was it the Muff Diver?
It's not even there, I don't think.
No, it's not Sparks.
I can't remember what it is now. No, I don't know what you mean.
You know the one I mean.
It was good. It was good. That's
Sorry, thinking of things going to the bottom of the ocean, it was like, oh, I remember that graphic. That's how this episode's going to be, by the way. It's me going to be going, oh, do you remember that thing?
Randomly, I don't know why I reminded of this, the ocean, but I watched something fucking hilarious this week.
Go for it.
It's on YouTube, and I recommend this. It's like the best bits of it. But Armageddon, which I didn't realise was a Michael Bay film. I completely forgot it was a Michael Bay film.
Yeah.
And it was the last ever film to release on Laserdisc.
Okay.
And one of the special features behind it, just on Laserdisc, was you got Ben Affleck's commentary.
Oh, God.
And he was already really pissed off at the film. He didn't like the film.
Right.
Although it was the film that made him, this was before he knew it had made him.
Right, okay.
And he didn't like the way Michael Bay done things and all that. And his commentary is like the most brutally honest thing you've ever heard. And I recommend go and watch the best bits of just his commentary.
So what's it called? How do I find it?
It's just YouTube? It's like
best bits of Ben Affleck's commentary.
Armageddon commentary. It's like 26 minutes. It goes through it, and this is like the perfect example. There's a scene where he's talking to Bruce Willis, and there's just a helicopter background, and he's like, "Yeah, this is when you want to show off as a director how big your balls are, so you just stick a fucking helicopter in the background for no reason." And that's kind of what it's like the whole way through. And he's like, "There's no reason for the helicopter. Why is it even there? What a waste of budget!" Like, you're like, "Oh my god,
Jesus!
How does he get away with this?" But yeah, it's I didn't realise how much of an issue they had filming that film.
All right.
But apparently Michael Bay's a dick.
Oh, well, we all know that, yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny. I was like, oh my god. I didn't used to like Ben Affleck, but I like him a little bit more now. I still don't like him that much. But yeah, have you seen Jokey yet?
No, I haven't yet.
I might go this weekend if you're up for it.
Yeah, go on.
I'm very keen to go.
Give us a shout. We'll go and see it.
Because although it's such a good tweet yesterday, because people want it as an Oscar nominee, don't they? People are like, this needs to be an Oscar nominee. Yeah. And people are like, it won't be. It's too controversial and all this. And then one of the tweets was like, well, 2 years ago, you gave an Oscar to a film about a woman fucking a fish. And it was The Shape of You.
The Shape of Shape of Water.
Shape of Water, that was it. And I was like, that is such a good tweet. Yes! So good. And another good Joker tweet I saw was,
Oh, it's not the one where they put Titus's laugh across it. Yeah, no, I saw your tweet of that one.
So good. Yeah. So for those that know, in Final Fantasy X, there's this such a great game, really shit scene where Yuna's trying to get him to laugh and be himself. and it's such a bad laugh. It's like,
Yeah.
And then
I
someone
remember
has-
the bit in Final Fantasy, which is even worse. When I
Someone
watched it.
edited that laugh over Joker when he's like walking away.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it fits so well. It's so bad. It shouldn't work, but it does. But yeah, that's kind of my week. I've been pretty busy at work and then just looking at weird
Random shit on YouTube.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes, isn't it?
yeah. I'm obsessed with this YouTube series at the moment. Like 7 things you didn't know about, and a film.
Oh yes, no,
And
I've
I'm
seen
like,
those.
the Sceneflex one, Seinflex. I've been watching, just going through. I've been going through every night, watching like 2 or 3 each night. I'm like so obsessed with them. Films I've never even seen, and I'm like, oh,
Well, tell me about that. What's that got?
Yeah, like Blade. I learned so much funny stuff on it.
What, the first one?
Well,
or...
it does all of them.
Oh, it does.
But Blade
Okay.
Trinity, the third one, Wesley Snipes wouldn't leave his caravan unless it was a close-up shot. Literally 6% of the film is the stunt double, and he come out. He wouldn't speak to Ryan Reynolds because he thought he was a dick.
Right.
The lines in there when he's like, "Can you shut?" Like he says to Ryan Reynolds, "Can you shut up? Are you actually being serious now?" Like on script, they're just like he fucking hates Ryan Reynolds. Then they had to do loads of reshoots. Wesley Snipes wouldn't turn up for it. Just didn't come back for the reshoots. So Ryan Reynolds apparently offered to black up as a joke, which Wesley Snipes found extremely racist. But then like Jessica Biel, and there's lots of shots apparently of Jessica Biel and Ryan Reynolds doing their stuff. Just because they couldn't get Wesley Snipes to do it. Like he wouldn't turn up to do it.
How'd you get away with that?
It's mental.
No wonder they cast other people to do the next Blade.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. And the whole... I can't remember his character's name is now. Ryan Reynolds' character's name in there. Basically, is Deadpool. They gave him... He researched Deadpool to play that role. And that's why he's arrogant. And then he already knew Deadpool pretty well. So then when the actual Deadpool opportunity came around, he was like, oh, you need to give me this role. And that's
Yeah, this is where I'm...
Yeah, but... fucking hilarious. So, another thing about Logan.
Yes.
Hugh Jackman took a massive 70% pay cut to make the game 18. Make the film 18.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to
Wow.
be paid his full wage. And he took a pay cut of 70%
Fucking
to
hell.
make it 18.
To make sure
Because
he got
Marvel
what he
were
wanted.
like... Apparently there's a cap on 18 films.
Oh, because
because-
how much money they want to make back from him, yeah.
So he took a massive part. I was like, fair play. I mean, he doesn't look like he needs money. It's like he's like...
No, he doesn't really need the money because he'll just keep pushing out that... What's the one that everyone's mad about the bloody songs from?
Oh, fucking... The Real Magician? No, the last...
Something about a circus, isn't it?
Yeah. The last... No.
The Last of the Mohicans.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis. Another fact I learned about Daniel Day-Lewis
Go on, yeah.
was... Oh, what was the film? He was in a film. I fucking hated it because it's a periodic film.
Gangs of New York?
No, it's before that. It's actually regarded as a good one, based off an old piece of English literature. And he went to the set himself, built his own house over the course of 2 weeks, and lived in it. Everyone, like, he went full method on it. Like, I mean, it's Daniel Day-Lewis. So
Daniel Day-Lewis does, doesn't he? That's why he stopped acting,
But,
isn't it?
yeah.
'Cause he was like, I don't know who I am anymore.
But they were like...
I need to stop.
We're here to build the houses. He's like, no, I'm doing it on my own. And he built the houses, and there's like parts of the film where he's like, I built this house, and he's like, yeah, I could say that because I've done it. And it's just like, you can say that anyway, it's acting. The idea of acting is you don't actually have to do it.
So my question is then, is Daniel Day-Lewis a shit actor? Because he doesn't feel he can say those lines unless he actually does it.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
He's obviously not. That is a joke.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean, I'd say has he done a bad film? Gangs of New York is a bit ropey. He's amazing.
he's
in it.
amazing in it. So I don't think the reason it's a bad film
No,
is because of him.
no.
I mean, he made a film about Abraham Lincoln interesting to me. And I don't care about Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. I feel like they're actors they're a dying breed.
Yeah, the
Like-
full method.
You think about the new method actors, like fucking Jared Leto, and he's like, yeah, I was full method on Joker. No, you weren't.
Oh yeah, because I sent shitty presents to
I
people.
sent
and
a
I was
live
dick.
rap to Margot Robbie, and I fucking sent something else. Like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, what?
That's what I'm interested about seeing the Joker movie. So a lot of the bits I've heard people slated about it is basically it's Taxi Driver, and it's a look at a load of old De Niro movies and things like that, and they basically just
Cape
copied
Fear
it.
songs as well, yeah.
But the backstory of the Joker, no one knows the actual backstory of the Joker because it's always made up. You know, the Joker has made it up every time. In fact, he's so mental, he doesn't know his backstory. So it kind of makes sense that his backstory would be based on movies that came out during the 60s and the 70s.
Yeah.
Which would have been a time when he was,
Yeah.
you know, open to these influences.
It's a lot more plausible than falling into a pool of acid and having a face
Yeah. I'm a
permanently
face.
changed with makeup on.
Yeah, but then again, that had a Prince soundtrack, so I forgive it everything.
It's a good film. Like, the original...
The original Tim Burton movie
good.
is really good. I like the second one as well, with the penguin, and
Yeah,
I just find it feckin' hilarious, all those penguins marching along with fireworks on their back. Every time I'm like, oh yes, this is the shit right here.
You couldn't get away with it now, could you? When I was ill this week, I watched some good films. I watched Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049 again, but I wanted to watch them back to back. And I was
What was
like,
that like?
I was like, do you know what? Blade Runner 2049 is a fucking great film. Like,
I really enjoyed Blade Runner 2049, but I think I only enjoyed it because I knew Blade Runner.
yeah, I couldn't watch it from. Whereas Tom watched it, didn't he? And he was like, I didn't mind it. But
Yeah, he thought it was
he
alright,
didn't know
but yeah.
Blade Runner. But it's actually good. They are almost the Alien and Aliens contrast. Not as much of action contrast, but in terms of Blade Runner asked the question like, what is it like to be human? What's it like to be...
Yeah, what does it mean to be
Whereas
human?
this, like Blade Runner 2049 is a bit... It's certainly Blade Runner of a budget, I suppose. It's just like...
Yeah, it's a lot prettier. They do a lot of the big shots.
And then when it finished, I was like, there's definitely a third coming. I was like, why did I not see this? There has to be a third coming. And if they play Ryan Reynolds again, I don't think I'd be ashamed of having him. Like, he was fucking amazing. He was so good in it. Not Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't remember.
Ryan Gosling.
Right, Gosling, yes, yeah.
He was really good in it. I mean, they can get rid of... I think he's a bit old now.
Oh, Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
I watched another Harrison Ford film when I was ill.
Go on.
Forgot how bloody good the film is. The Fugitive.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
It's like Tommy Lee Jones popped up. I was like, oh yeah. I forgot he was in this. Yeah. You're the cop, aren't you? Completely... I've not seen the film for years. And then I also watched the original Ghostbusters. And that made me realise how in the feckin' hell did they used to get away with making those kind of films?
The 80s, you could do anything. Anything. And they'd stick a Universal on it, sticker on it. Everyone, it's fine. You can watch this. Watch, because it's Scrooged as well. Watch Scrooge.
Yeah, Scrooge is great.
Scrooge, brilliant movie. But my God, some of the jokes in that.
Bill Murray in that is apparently like 20% script.
Yeah, I can
The
believe
rest
that.
is just like... Because that was another thing I watched. Some things about Caddyshack. After I watched Caddyshack.
Yeah, I didn't know Bill Murray was an actual caddy for ages.
Yeah.
I was like, hang on, that's Bill Murray. That would have been amazing to have Bill Murray as your caddy.
And I forgot about the whole scene, the whole line when he's like talking about... Yeah, I just got back from this really big job that I'd done. I was like caddying for the Dalai Lama. And it's just so good. Like I was like, this film is fucking stupid. But like, how... You just don't get them nowadays. The only actor that was kind of doing that as well, being stupid, was Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And getting away with being absolute stupid.
And could run off without a script.
Yeah.
These people.
Well, apparently he's the king of improv. These things I'm watching, everyone's saying, like, there'll be times when they're like, oh, the camera's going to cut. And he would just be going off in a spiel.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, this guy is on one.
Well, if you ever watched, like, the making of Aladdin... They were talking. They talk about the amount of stuff that they didn't keep in, but like you wouldn't get a take that was the same because he'd always be improving bits and doing bits, and they found it incredibly hard to script for him because he wouldn't stick to a script. So in the end, they had to then just take what he said and animate over it instead of what they'd usually do is have key frames and go, well, we'll basically go from this to this. With Aladdin, they had to go, well, that's not going to work, is it? We know the genie will be over there. We have no idea what the genie will be doing at this point.
We just go with it.
Yeah.
But should we go on to a podcast?
Should we do a podcast?
Chatting nonsense about films. Let's kick off with it. What's up and welcome to the Indie Credible Podcast, Season 2, Episode 34, a weekly podcast where we get together and chat about the world of indie gaming. We go through all the indie games we've been playing. We go through the latest indie game news, and we cover our main topic. This week's main topic is a little bit of a silly, light-hearted one, where we're talking about, there's lots of indie games that take inspiration from big, iconic games or franchises, whatever you want to call it. What franchise, indie game, whatever you want to call it, would we want to see an indie game take the ideas from? So, for example, we Close to the Sun took inspiration from Bioshock.
Yeah.
So many games taken inspiration from Castlevania or Metroid or something like that. So, what single game or franchise would we like to see an indie game company go, we are going to do a spiritual successor to this kind of game? So that's what we're going to talk about at the end. Before we get there, we're going to talk about what we've been playing, and we go through the latest indie game news. And doing that with me, as always, is Dan.
Hello.
From At the Dice Bear. And you can't see Tom now because he's currently
invisible.
Yeah, he's invisible.
You remember the Invisible Man? Yeah, well,
we played around with some. We got this package come through, and it was all like, "Do not open," and we opened it. Played around with it.
Opened it.
All of a sudden,
he's gone.
He's gone. You can't hear him either, actually, but we might refer to him throughout the podcast, and hopefully he comes back, or you can hear him at some point.
Maybe through the camera. Maybe it works like Poltergeist.
Maybe. Oh, don't, because
that's scary.
Like as a kid, that was everyone has the film that scared them.
Yeah.
I remember my mum sitting me down. I always watched Alien and Silence of the Lambs were the films that were on my top shelf that I wanted to watch. Mum was like, "You're too young, you're too young, you're too young." I watched Alien when I was probably about...
Hang on, but she let you watch Poltergeist?
No, she didn't.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
So there was a few other films on there, but Poltergeist never appealed to me because you look at the cover of the Poltergeist, it's this kid on the TV.
Yeah.
Whereas like Alien was like,
yeah.
And Silence of the Lambs was like, this is just look weird.
What's this weird moth with the skull in it?
Yeah. So I remember she watched them both with me. I was about 10 when I watched Alien and Silence of the Lambs. Silence of the Lambs, I was too young to understand why it was so chilling and terrifying. Yeah. Alien was genuinely quite scary, but I loved it. She was out and had a babysitter one time. I was like, yeah, Mum, let's watch anything up there. So we put Poltergeist on. My fucking God. I think it's because it was a kid involved in it. And that's why, like, as a kid, I was like...
That weird little fortune teller lady who could speak with a ghost and her voice creeped the shit out of me. Oh, it's that... They're here!
Yeah, and I couldn't tell my mum. I couldn't. She kept saying, "Why aren't you sleeping?" And I couldn't tell her.
No, because she'd kill you.
Yeah, honestly, one of the scariest films as a kid, Jurassic fucking Park.
Yeah, see,
you were probably slightly older.
I was too old for it at that point.
I was about 11 when I went to cinema to see that.
Yeah,
and came out to cinema and was like the whole raptor scene at the end.
For me, it was Aliens. My parents had recorded it. We had those free Sky movie weekends. My parents had recorded Aliens and Highlander. Right, and we'd watch and they'd gone out, classic as they did. They'll go out, leave me alone with my older brother, and we were like, let's watch Highlander. Fucking brilliant soundtrack, awesome kick, everything's great. And then at the end of it, it clicks into Aliens. And we're like, ooh, what's this? Shh, it's not one we're supposed to watch. Let's watch it. Shit me up for ages, that movie. Shit me up for ages. I cannot now, even now. The sound of the movement detector as it goes,
it's so good.
Creeps me out. I'm just
it is so good.
Anyway, let's talk about indie games.
So yeah, I've not played tons this week, but I kind of, rather than what I used to kind of dabble in lots of indie games. I'm now trying to focus on one and finish one.
Yeah.
Or two if I can get around to doing two. But yeah, shall I kick off what we played first?
Yeah, you kick off because I've got something I want to talk about with the ones I've been playing that I'm interested in your opinion on.
Okay. So I spoke last week about A Knight's Quest. Tom dabbled in it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Wasn't really impressed with it. Really didn't like the game. And A Knight's Quest, to give context before I go into what it is a new game from Curve Digital. And I do know because I literally was playing the other day. Can't remember the developer's name now. Dan's going to find out.
I'm going to look up while you're talking.
He's a kind gentleman. But it's effectively a game that looks to take huge inspiration from Zelda games. 3D open worlds, not open world, 3D action adventure Zelda games with a sprinkling of platforming. That's kind of what they're going for. They've gone for a kind of cutesy look on the characters, the world. And so I jumped into that. Not hugely excited because Tom was so down on it the short amount he played, and what I saw Tom play, I was like, I wasn't blown away, but I sat down. I did finish the game. Who's the devs?
I'm trying to find out. My internet's been really slow.
I did sit down and I managed to finish the game. And I'm unfortunately, Tom... I mean, I think Tom has been a bit too harsh. Because he was like, it's just bad. The game isn't bad. Like, straight up, the game isn't bad. However, it's not good. It's... I think it struggles to find an audience. Now, it has certain parts that are genuine copy and paste Ocarina of Time. Like, locking onto an enemy. And some of the models, I'm like, is this a skeleton from Ocarina of Time? And there's these little blobs to pop later on. I'm like, pretty sure this is just from Ocarina of Time. Now, the story goes, you play as this young guy called Rusty, this knight dude, who comes back to his town. And there's this weird dark crystal hovering in the sky. And the town's mayor goes, oh no, we need to get these heroes to save the dark crystal and to defeat the dark crystal. And all of a sudden, they tell you this fable of there's these 3 knights that are locked away in temples, and you need to go and save their armor to then revive these spirit knights to then bring them back and kill the dark crystal. You know, it's classic. You're not surprised by it. The dungeons play very much like Zelda dungeons. You go in there, there's a little bit of combat, there's puzzles, and then there's always an end boss to fight. The combat is super fucking easy. Like, I died once in the whole game. In my whole 4.5 hour playthrough, I died once to a boss, and that was it. And that was more because I was trying to do something stupid. I was trying to see if I could combo different magic skills. Didn't work. So the combat's super easy. Puzzles are, you get 3 puzzles that feel like filler because they're so flipping easy to finish, and then 1 puzzle that actually stump you and stop you for a little bit, and then the boss you just trounce them normally straight away. I said to you earlier, they try to play on, oh, you've got this element, magic skill, and this boss is doing wind damage, what do you use? And it's like, oh, come on, really? So it's pretty simple for that. Now, the issue where I say is it struggles to find its audience or who it's going for is, I feel like this game could work for, like, kids.
Yeah.
And like, if I had a kid and they were very much going, I want to play Zelda, and I'm like, I'm not spending 50 quid on a fucking Zelda game for you. I could drop the 15 quid on this. And I think they'd be happy. I think they'd finish it and be like, oh, this is fine, it's happy. Like, they could play it. It's easy enough for them to play. But then there are a couple of puzzles in there that are, I would say, probably would require help from an adult, because they are, like, they had me stumped and I was like, what the hell do I do here? Like, and it took a little bit of thought process. And then on the flip side of that, it's not for adults because it is just too easy. Even the case of, I used the comparison of like Sunday morning cartoons or Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
Where it's like you want that lazy, easy to digest content. This is just too easy to digest. So I was just like playing the game and like, why am I playing this game? It's not offering anything. There's no collectibles to find in it. There's no challenge in the enemies. There's no leveling up stuff. Zelda has that intrigue of, oh, now I'm not going to the next dungeon because I want to get this. Or
how can you make a 3D platformer without collectibles nowadays?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe there are collectibles, but normally games do collectibles like obvious, at least one couple of obvious ones.
Because that tells you then you've got to search for the other ones.
I couldn't find anything obvious, like not a single thing obvious. Right. It wants to be Zelda, and that is its biggest inspiration. It takes other inspiration from other platforming games, but to the point when you get a new sword and shield, it holds up above the head and it just spins in the air, and when you unlock a new door, it makes a little sound effect just like Zelda used to do, or still does probably. And it was absolutely fine. I'm not completely annoyed that I spent 4.5, maybe 5 hours playing the game, but I'm never going to go back and play the game again. I can't sit here and necessarily say, you must go play this game.
Yeah.
If you're a Zelda fan or a platforming fan, you're probably going to have some fun with it, but I'm not going to say it's going to blow you away. It's the kind of game that if you was like, oh, it's on sale for $4.99 on the Switch store, I'd be like, do you know what? Grab it. You might
give it a go.
Yeah. And that's kind of where I am with Knight's Quest.
Unfortunately, I couldn't find who the developers were because I updated my iPhone recently, and now it's like, oh, you need this app, you need this app. Welcome to a nightmare of hell. I don't know what they've done.
I think it's a weird name like Cole Klein. I think it's Cole Klein or Code Klein.
Calvin Klein?
It's like a French. I think it's a French developer called Koeklein, like Cole Clean or Cole Klein.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a night's quest. And I got the key through today for Stranded Sales.
You are a happy man there.
Yes, I've only played 40 minutes of this game. I was told yesterday that I'm going to have the game key sent today, so I took my Switch to work, thinking I can play some of this. And it literally came through at lunch, so I was like, I'm going to go pump the balls up in the store cupboard.
Is that a euphemism?
Yep. Knowing I had done that at the beginning of the week, and so I sat there basically on the balls. We've actually made quite a little comfy sofa.
Nice.
Played Switch for 40 minutes. Stranded Sales. I didn't get into what you would expect the game to be. I literally got to the part where what you expect the game to be starts.
Right.
There's a bit of a build up beforehand. Yeah. You're on this weird thing where you're in this town, and guess what? It's all very grey and murky, and it's all like, well, this is boring. And it's all a case of all these people had farms, but factories moved in and corporations took away the farms.
God damn
your
capitalism.
dad, who's a Captain Charles of... I mean, he looks a lot like a pirate. But
Nice.
Captain Charles, who's like, we're going to sail to this new free land where we can do what we want. We're going to take anyone who wants to come with us. So you jump on the boat and you go there. And you arrive at this land. It's all vibrant and colourful. And you have to do these little tasks.
Is this the English leaving the industrialised Victorian era to head to America?
Possibly.
Right, okay.
Possibly. But it's... that's kind of where the I said story goes. The story is minimal in this game, but I finally got there. You kind of like get given a little workshop house, and it's like, this is your house, and then all of a sudden it goes bang, and I literally saw 5 minutes of, you can go do this, 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 and I was like, oh Jesus Christ, oh my God, there's so much to do.
The pressure.
So that's all I can say on the game. It's very cute. It handles very nicely. It does something that is so underappreciated in these kind of games, and that is you can run when you're holding stuff. And I know that sounds stupid.
No.
But when you pick stuff up, you can run anyway, but then you normally carry something heavy and it's like, oh, and there's this weird little sweat animation, and you're like, I get it's heavy.
Yeah.
This is a video game, okay, where I'm fishing 24 hours a day. It's not realistic.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't... And then this doesn't. You just pick up arrow and you carry on running. And it's just like, oh, okay, cool. It's very charmy. It's very light-hearted. It seems like once you put... Probably... I'm going to say... I'm 40 minutes in. I'm going to say about 2 hours to probably get a grip of, okay, that's what that is, that's what that is, that's what that is. It then seems like it's very much going to be a case of, if you want to play half an hour of the game, play half an hour of the game. If you want to play 10 hours of the game, play 10 hours of the game.
Okay.
There is a story going on, which is the whole, like, you got to help people out, and the story is
Stardew Valley-esque sort of thing?
Yeah, Stardew Valley-esque. It actually already feels like it's got a lot more depth than Stardew Valley.
Okay.
Purely by the fucking size of the map that's popped up, and I was like, oh wow, this is a whole island. You can't get to certain places because you need to craft certain things to get up certain mountains or that. Running around the island a little bit, it does seem like the island has like kind of different ecosystems.
Okay, yeah.
So you have one that looks like it's going to be quite snowy. So it's going to be a case of, oh, I need something that's frozen. I'm going to have to go over there. And what's going to be the question with this is, how deep did the mechanics go in terms of allowing you to that kind of freedom to do what you want, but also
sort of
reward you
sandbox
for your playing time? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, Tom didn't like my time at Porsche because he was like, it was too much crafting. To make a car, you had to make the wheels, and then you had to make the chassis, then you had to make the windows, and you had to make this, and all these parts. And I was like, that's what fucking building a thing is. Like, you don't just go, oh, here's 3 pieces of wood, here's a rubber, I've now got a car. Like, so I liked it, but I could see why people coming from Stardew Valley into something like My Time Porsche were like, well, what? I've actually got to craft all these bits. This is going to be a case of, how are they going to handle it? Are they going to go down the Harvest Moon place and it's like, rubber, strawberry on a plank of woods, you've now got a cow? Like, or is it going to be a case of, you need to do this. So that's kind of where I'm interested in where it goes. But at the moment, very cutesy. If anyone is a fan of Stardew Valley, My Time at Porsche, or anything like that, then I can already say, and I'll put my neck on the line and say, just you'll enjoy this game. But yeah,
cool.
Dan, that's it.
Right, that's it.
That's it. Danny boy.
Okay, so mine isn't actually different from last week's episode. So last week's episode, I played Flotsam and Cat Quest. I'm going to get to Cat Quest in a bit because I'm interested in something that's been bugging me about it.
Mm-hmm.
But Flotsam, I am seriously falling in love with.
Oh, wow.
Because it's such a gentle, real-time strategy game, but I'm not fighting against another army who are busy building their own water world base.
That's not what you know yet.
Soon the seagulls will come along.
Kevin Costner's going to pop up in the morning.
And this little gill face comes along, and I'll be like, "Oh, for God's sake, he was gonna." But there's so much going on, and the more I play it, the more bits open, and how I cook fish, and I've got these, and my storage farms are growing, and there's not enough space, and I'm constantly sending ones out to collect, and the different paths you can take. So you've got a map that allow you to choose your route through the game. So you can be like, well, actually, at this point, I've done really well. I've got enough houses. I've collected enough junk to be able to build bits. My water factory's running well, so I've got fresh water. I'm able to fish. There's enough storage going on. I could do with another person because I know I can build them a house. I know that we're getting enough resources and we're learning enough technology to upgrade these things and go forward. So another person. And then there are also times when you're going, well, I could have another person. But if I go that route, I can get new technology, which might advance me further. But then I might run the risk of not having enough people to be able to pull the resources together.
So to get people, do you have to find survivors?
You find survivors who are hidden on
islands.
Can you make
people? Like, is there like
so
a reproductive
far that hasn't
system
been a shag button, right?
You know, some of them have like
if
Age of Empire classically had build houses,
and
over time they reproduce,
And so far I haven't seen that, but that would be great if I did. No, you usually rescue them, but they're also so each time you move, you go to a new area, and that area will have different islands you can explore, and some of them will have people on to rescue. Some of them will have a waterworks, so you can just grab a whole load of fresh water without having to use your pumps and bits like that, which is great at points. And then some of them you'll find new technologies or bits that'll help you progress your technology tree.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to choose how that advances. So you can be like, well, actually, I want my waterworks to be better, so I'm going to put all the technology in them. But that means your storage will suffer because you won't be able to make the bigger storage ones because you haven't invested in that side. So there's this real management of how the people grow and go through, but it's always done so gently.
Okay.
It always feels relaxing and calm to do it, but you've always got this niggling bit in the back of your head that's like, get this right, or you're going to kill them all. So they're not going to make it.
So there's like a substantial amount of gameplay there, because I was concerned the fact that, I mean, we played it, I didn't even play it, you played it.
Yeah.
Back in April at Res, and it was like very early, wasn't it? Like super early.
Yes.
And then now, this is 5 months on.
Well,
and is it?
I remember back to then talking to them about the fact I was worried. Well, does anything happen? Like, so there's this great big whale that goes through. So like, oh, so at some point that comes along, or there are tidal waves. Because I'm thinking Sim City at this point, and I was like, if they don't have these bits, it's going to be a little bit dull. What's my reason for progressing or wanting more? But at that point, we hadn't really seen the map. Yeah. And your reason to progress is to get to the next area to find new bits, which then allows you to build a bigger floating island, I suppose, a bigger community on the sea, your own personal water world. It is just like the movie Waterworld in the end, because you're getting fuel which will allow you to move through, and you're constantly, if you like strategy games where you're building an empire in a way slowly through recycled goods and that lot, you're going to enjoy this.
Okay.
If you want a game where you're like, well, I want to build an army to fight another army, so then that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. This is about surviving. It's a survival game and managing people and building things and slowly progressing here and there and everywhere so that you can get the right parts in the right places. Mm-hmm. I'm really enjoying it, and it's only in early access at the moment.
Yeah.
So this still isn't the final thing.
Product.
But what they've got there is so much I haven't even opened or touched yet.
Oh, okay.
And there's so much more I'm pretty sure I'm doing wrong. Because there is a tutorial, you read the books. I found that later after having played for a while. I'm like, oh look, there's a tutorial in these books. I haven't read the books. I found them and went, jog on, let's keep going. I'm going to play this. What does this do? I'm pretty sure if I read them, I know exactly what I was supposed to do and how to get the bits going. But I'm really enjoying this lost at sea, struggle to survive, yet slowly you're building this huge sprawling empire and desperately trying to get these bits together. So I'm really enjoying it. It's Pajama Llamas. It's on Steam at the moment in early access. And I fully recommend going on and just having a go.
Checking it out.
Just checking this out because it is.
That's awesome. No,
It's
not
really enjoyable.
I think it's 15 quid.
Is that it? It's
I think
well
15
worth 15
I
quid.
think it's 15 quid. Because I looked at it, I was going to buy it. I mean, they have offered me a key, but I was going to buy it, and then I actually picked up, which I'm going to play for next week's session, the skateboarding one.
Yeah.
Which I then read about, and apparently it is so hard. It is like a full skateboarding sim where
You're going to spend
you're not landing
3
perfectly.
and 4 weeks learning how to just do a little ollie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that might be an interesting stream, actually. But
Just face plants for an hour.
and you played Cat Quest 2.
Cat Quest 2. See, now this is the one I wanted to talk about, not more as a review, because let's get the review out of the way, because I don't really have time to go through the review. Cat Quest 2 is a great game. Mm-hmm. Follows on perfectly from Cat's Quest, which won our Game of the Year. Mm-hmm. And it's a wonderful game. It's beautiful RPG, a simple RPG that you can just happily play through. The quests are so quick to jump into that you're always just going, oh, I'll just do another one. I'll just do another one. Oh, I've earned enough to get my character to build up this way. Oh, brilliant. You're always getting something. You always have that reward system that you don't tend to get from a lot of the modern RPGs where they want you to fork over cash. This one is very much, you paid for it, here you go, just enjoy. You're building. What I want to talk about with it is, what do you want from a sequel? Because as I'm playing this, I'm like, there's something about this game that isn't really grabbing me. And I realised what it was that it is Cat's Quest. Cat's Quest 2 is Cat's Quest. There are little bits that are added to it. There's a multiplayer aspect to it now, so you can play with a friend.
There's dogs.
The AI is nice, yeah, so you can play as the dog. The AI works really well when you don't have a partner to play with. Mm-hmm. There are more trees to go through, there's more equipment, there's more of that. But, in essence, it's exactly the same as the first one. And I started thinking about, well, the amount of bands who release albums, and if their second album is vastly different than their first, which everyone fell in love with, they're slated. They're like, oh my God, this is awful. Because what everyone wants is a repeat of the first one. Huh. Well, that's what Cat Quest 2 does. And it's great at it. It does it really well. But there's part of me that's like, well, I've had that in Cat Quest 1.
It's hard, isn't it? Because Cat Quest, so if you were to talk to me about something, I don't know, let's say Bioshock, for example.
Yeah.
I would want that to be a story progression or a new story, because it is a story game. Whereas if you were to say something to me like Stardew Valley 2, I would probably want more Stardew Valley with more features.
Yeah.
Minecraft 2, when that comes, Minecraft with more features and 8K support. And ray tracing as well.
Ray tracing,
So, it's hard because Cat Quest isn't a story-driven RPG. It has a story, but
but it's not story-driven. Yeah, so, it's not like that.
Part of you would say, it has a story, I want a progression of story, and you're saying the story doesn't really...
There are bits that do, as you play further on, you realise they are connected. But it's not in the same way that I feel it's vitally important, I must know. It's an enjoyable... I think that's it. Cat's Quest is just enjoyable. It's not that I'm sitting there going, oh, I need to know more. Like when I first played Final Fantasy VII, I had to do it all. Yeah. And then I had to play the whole thing again because I loved it and all of that lot. And the story was so deep, I wanted to know what was happening next. With this story, yeah, it's great. It's a really good story. But I didn't feel the need for it because I had that story.
Yeah.
And it's where do you stand with what should a sequel do? Should a sequel go, right, we know you like Cat's Quest.
Yep.
Here it is. We could repeat that with some slight tweaks to it. You know, here's the next Spice Girls album. It's the same as the first Spice Girls album. We know you all bought that shit. here's the next one. It's pretty much the same. So you'll buy that shit again, or is it that sort of okay? We've done this style of music. Here's this brand new genre.
Well, that's what happened with something like who was it? Darkness. Do you remember that? They had the Permission to Land album, which people went
mental for. Yeah.
Then they released an album that they said was more true to their roots and was a lot more guitar focused, and people were like,
"Yeah, this is rubbish. They didn't want it."
I was like, "This is a good album." Like, I thought it was perfectly fine, but people were like, "No, it's not poppy enough."
Yeah.
Like,
well,
they're not a pop band.
I always remember, as a Metallica fan, I remember absolutely loving like Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning, Kill 'Em All, even Into Black, and then they released Load, and I was like, "What is this?" And I hated it at the time.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it now. But I really hated it at the time because it was like, what is this soft rock shit?
I was too young for the Metallica thing. I like it now, but I had that with Muse. I loved Muse.
Yeah,
like, Muse Absolution album was so
stuff.
good. Like the first two albums, Plug-in Baby and Absolution, were very quirky but quite heavy rock.
Yeah.
And then they went into this weird psychedelic pop stuff, and I was like, what the fuck is Supermassive Black Hole? I'm like, this isn't fucking... What is this shit? Again, I like it now, but at the time I was like, I want more Absolution. Bring me Absolution.
But I think that's where this Cat Quest 2 comes in. Cat Quest and Cat Quest 2 are the first two albums of Muse.
I see what you mean, yeah.
So would I want Cat Quest 2 to actually be that abstract, out there, supermassive black hole? Isn't it? Which actually in the end is better than the first two albums because it was progressive.
So you feel like you feel like it's a safe sequel?
I think it's absolutely the right sequel to make.
Okay.
But I can't get as excited about it because it's Cat Quest.
You've already finished it twice now.
And I've done Cat's Quest and I loved Cat's Quest, but it's Cat Quest again.
Yeah.
So yes, no, they did absolutely the right thing. They should definitely have made Cat's Quest 2 exactly how it is. It's the right thing to do. But as someone who's always looking for something new and interesting, I can't get as excited about it. Yeah. And I feel bad because I know I should be going, this is a brilliant game. They're doing everything I think they should do with it.
Yeah.
Look at me, woohoo, isn't this great, go and buy it.
So if someone's watching now or listening and they have never played Cat Quest 1, never played Cat Quest 2, what one do you recommend to them?
Cat Quest 2.
Cat Quest 2.
Yeah.
Is it Evil Dead 2? Because Evil Dead 2 is Evil Dead 1.
Oh,
with a budget, isn't it?
Yeah, with a budget.
It literally is the same story. It's exactly
the
same.
Yeah.
Minus the forest scene, which we won't go into what the scene does, but it's an interesting scene that doesn't appear in number 2, is referred to in number 2.
It is referred to in number 2, yeah, but I don't think they could get away with it the second time.
It's when you're first watching it and you're like, okay, they're going there. Don't watch that on a date.
I don't now want to compare that to Cat's Quest and Cat's Quest 2. I don't think that's fair to the Gentle Bros. I think they've done a lot of really good work.
They are.
I would go for Cat's Quest 2 mainly because it has that nice multiplayer actor part to it.
Yeah.
I do prefer the story in the first one.
Okay.
Because they really do. There's a lot of in-jokes in there. But I think I like that because I played a lot of RPGs. Mm-hmm. So it has that. Cat's Quest 2 has those. But I think, when you've done it in the first one...
They're just a bit...
It's like watching someone do Monty Python jokes. And you're like, you know what, you did a pretty good job of that. But Monty Python did it better, so let's go watch Life of Brian.
Okay.
So I really enjoyed it, but I have this bit of... Am I wrong because...
No, I think it's a fair argument.
I'm so confused.
I think it's genuine fair argument. It's a good point to raise as well, actually, because it is that what is the perfect sequel. There's so many times when we say movies have the sequel's better than the original, but is it really? Like, why is it better?
Well, there aren't many that are better than the original movie.
There's not many, no.
You can go towards Godfather. Aliens, I think, is an unfair conversation because they're two different movies.
Terminator is a fair argument, but Terminator 1's still great.
Yeah, but you can't beat Guns N' Roses in Terminator 2. And the bit where he pulls out, he's got the box of roses, he pulls the shotgun out.
Yeah.
Hello.
And the reloading.
Yep.
You're just like... Also, your brother found a gun in Destiny that does that. When you reload, it goes...
Does it really? Oh, God, I want that gun.
Yeah. But no.
So yes, that's what I've been playing, and then of course I was sent today before I came here a key for
two keys in the end, 3 keys. I can't remember what I sent you. I just send you just one key.
Oh, one didn't work.
Oh, one didn't work.
Because it was North American.
Yeah, So I sent you one.
So I got one. Klein.
Which we can't actually talk about until next week.
Right. So next week.
On Thursday.
We will talk about that.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Should we kick on some news?
Let's do it.
As you guys know, we've been saying there's tons now. Not tons of news now. It's really dying down. But I was surprised about stuff coming this week about release dates or about game announcements. Not release dates, game announcements. And kicking us off first, Blowfish Studios, who made a game called, I want to say Morpheus. I played it on Switch, and it was absolutely fine exploration game. It was like an indie take on No Man's Sky.
Right.
It was fine. Have announced a new game called Winter Ember. Now, Winter Ember is a stealth action game where you play as Arthur Artorias, who has been exiled for 7 years and comes back to seek revenge on the people that murdered their family. That is all I can tell you about the game. I've seen screenshots of the game, and it's kind of does it in an isometric. Was it Styx? The Goblin one. What's the Goblin game? That weird.
Styx.
It was Styx. That kind of camera angle. So
Right.
that kind of that actiony third person isometric spin around camera angle. But I can't tell you anything about the gameplay because you guys have seen a trailer that they've released, and we've said several times now, AAA studios can get away with it with a franchise. If EA put out a trailer that's got 2D drawings of Cristiano Ronaldo, David Beckham, Lionel Messi, and then at the end of it says FIFA 21, people lose their shit. People go mental for it, okay? That's fine. They've built up that franchise.
Yeah.
If an indie game does that with a narrative over it and it's got 2D drawings on a trailer, it doesn't work because you're trying to sell a game and people go, oh, well, yeah, what am I looking forward to?
I think a lot of people think, oh, they're releasing a new anime. They probably don't even know it's a game.
Was
They're
very,
like, oh, is it an anime?
It was very anime focused, the trailer. But the screenshots didn't look anime focused. That's what I couldn't get my head around. But yeah, it was, I don't know. It's a new game announced, so obviously we're excited to see a new game announced. Winter Ember. Don't know anything about it. Don't know what it plays like. And we'll wait to hear more on it. It is coming 2020. That much I do know. Going on next is we have a game release date for you of Dark Devotion. Now, I know some of our patrons have spoke to me about Dark Devotion in the Discord. And that's it's a two. I'm going to say it in the most layman terms possible. It's a 2D Souls-like. It's the best way to describe it. It's a Metroidvania 2D Souls-like. It's one of the best ones I've played that have done that. It far superior to Blasphemous, the one I played recently.
Well, yeah.
It's very dark. It's very grotesque. It doesn't try to be arrogant and pretentious like I felt Blasphemous tried to do sometimes. Like, oh, you don't know about this part of religion, and it's just like, no, I don't fucking know that's part of religion, you douche. Like, what are you on about? Why are you doing this? This is just a case of what I liked about Dark Devotion is the more you explore, the more you're rewarded, and you go off and do stuff. You have a hub base, and you go off and explore these different paths. You unlock new paths and all things like that. I haven't finished the game. I did check my Steam account last night to check how far I'm in the game. I'm 21 hours in the game, and I haven't finished it. So there's some legs there. If people are big fans of stuff like Dead Cells, they're fans of Sundered, of any Metroidvania action 2D game, you're going to enjoy Dark Devotion. And it's coming to PS4 and Nintendo Switch on the 24th of October. It's available now on PC. It's coming to Switch. Wouldn't be a bad place to play this game, actually.
We so need to get sponsorship from Switch.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I dived into it. There's no set release for Xbox at the moment. But yeah. The next one, Zodiac. I put Zodia, but I don't know why I put Zodia. Zodiac Interactive have announced Shadowplay Metropolis Foe. It's what they're calling a story-driven card battler. Now, every time I see card battler, I scour to see what terminology are they using, because you can pretty much sum up what the game is going to be by the terminology. They didn't once use the term CCG or TCG, so there's not going to be any multiplayer element to it, in my opinion, probably anyway. That's what I've normally found out from these games. Yeah. There was no mention of card collecting, so it's going to very much be a kind of Slay the Spire, which is fine. Slay the Spire is great. The issue I already have with Zodiac Interactive is so it's a card battle game. It's set in a cyberpunk world. Fine, I love cyberpunk stuff. I like card battlers. This should be you as well.
Yeah,
should be barking right up our tree. The game art or the card art that they show you in the trailer, which is a very short clip of the card art, but looks hyper generic.
Yeah.
It looks the kind of card art I'd expect from like a mini game of a main game.
Yes.
It doesn't look like an actual mechanic of a game. And then the actual battle mechanics seem like you're fighting... Like, it's like first person and you're fighting against people and you've got to play cards to fight them.
Do you know those Connect 3 games where you've got your whole load of gems and you've got to fight the bad guys by connecting 3? And you're like, oh, I've connected. Is it? I think there's a Final Fantasy one you can play.
There is,
It shows the bad guys at the top. You connect the 3 and then, the bad guys take damage.
They're really big in the Asian market. They're massive.
Yeah. Well, they make a absolute ton of money because, you just, I didn't beat that round. Here's some more. It kind of felt like that looking at it.
Yeah, without the match 3. But yeah, it felt like that,
was,
you play
your cards, but the whole top bit looked like exactly the same as... I mean, here's a couple of 2D bad guys.
Yeah. The visuals look very uninspired. It's I don't want to crap on a game before it's even out, but you're selling a game to two people who love card battlers with cyberpunk setting.
Yep.
So if we're looking at a trailer and thinking, damn, this looks boring, damn, this looks dull, then chances are...
You've missed your target audience.
You've kind of missed your target audience, yeah. And this year has been a year of deck building games.
Seriously,
and it also didn't use the term deck building, which really irritated me. It's a card battler. So, yeah, you had Slay the Spire, you had What Boy Games,
Trials of Fire.
You had the one that released in Alpha, Griftlands.
Yes, that was a good one.
There was... what was the Steampunk World one on the Switch? SteamWorld Dig, but SteamWorld Quest.
SteamWorld
Quest launched. Like, you had these deck building games that all launched this year. Now this is set to release later this year, and I think it's just gonna miss the market completely.
So, I mean, for me, both Trials of Fire and Slay the Spire have just been both so damn good at what they've done, and Trials of Fire have completely. Just constantly updated and add new, and like every other week I'm seeing something new from What Boy going, we've added this, we're doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so behind on what that game does now. It's ridiculous.
I need to get back onto it. But
so how are you going to jump into that market with?
Yeah. So if anyone is listening, watching, who is a fan of deck building games, then you've probably heard of Slay the Spire. It's probably the biggest deck builder to release this year. But definitely check out Trials of Fire as well. Yeah. It's only on PC at the moment. I don't know if it'll ever go to console, but it's on PC at the moment. It's very good and it's constantly updated. I mean, it's £14, which is
ridiculously cheap. For
super
what you
reasonable for the game. But yes, moving on to our final piece of news. Told it was a short week for news, guys. Cat Quest 2. Dan has already spoke about it.
Yeah.
Cat Quest 2 is already available now on PC and on Apple Arcade, but it is coming to all consoles, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch on the 24th of October. So if you've been waiting for the game, if you're excited of what Dan said about the game, if you're thinking, do you know what? I didn't play Cat Quest, but I like the look of it. I'm going to pick up Cat Quest 2, grab it up on Switch, PS4, Xbox One on the 24th of October. I'm probably going to grab it on the Switch.
Can I say as well, that's where you should grab it, because 2-player is actually a hell of a lot of fun. Okay. And I'm playing it on PC, and it's good, but I also know that if I could just pop out those controllers, and me and Grace play it, and just Grace is my daughter, then me and some random chick play.
Yeah, some woman called Grace. Yeah.
Some woman called Grace. Don't tell my wife.
To walk around town. You Grace?
You Grace? I'm looking for a Grace. There's a Grace. Here you go. Take this. Let's play.
Yeah, and that's it for the news. That is it for the news, which takes on to our main topic, guys. And as I said, this is a bit more of a light-hearted, kind of jokey main topic. But we had... so this was inspired by me playing a Knight's Quest earlier this week and playing through a Knight's Quest, which is very heavily inspired by Zelda and other kind of noughties... I hate saying that name, fucking noughties. Early 2000s platforming games. Now, in my opinion, not overdone, but very heavily games or franchises that are used to inspire indie games are Zelda. It's huge.
Yeah.
Metroid and Castlevania, the Metroidvania in general is massive in the indie game market. Doom and Quake have started making a real big appearance in like retro style arcade or arena shooters. So I've said to Dan, I gave him very short notice to be fair. Choose a game franchise or a game of something that you would like to see an indie game studio go, hey, we're releasing this game. Or, hey, you remember when that game launched back in 97? Well, this is pretty much that, but an indie version. This is our version of it. What he would like to see there. Do you want me to kick us off, or do you want to...
You kick us off, because I've just forgotten the name of the game, which is really bad.
So, mine is literally, I think, impossible right now. It's impossible in the future now. I want a point-blank style gun game.
Fuck yes!
Made by an indie game
I don't care what I was
studio.
about to look up. Jesus God, yes.
But I want the indie game studios to just go, okay, or one like someone like Team 17, who have got a few IPs under their belt already with indie games, reach out to Team Meat or something like that and be like, look, we want to make this shooter. I should probably explain because some people listening might
they
not
probably
have
won't even know what point blank
is, or what I mean by shooter. They'll be like, what, like Call of Duty? What I mean by shooter is you have an actual gun, a light gun, that you point at the TV and you shoot. And Point Blank was an old arcade game, but was very much kind of, spaghetti western stupid, wasn't it? Like,
yes,
you'd have like these little targets pop up, and you had to do these silly games, you had to shoot beer bottles down, and it was stupid. Point Blank. But I would like to see one where they can get like Super Meat Boy in there. They can get Yoku's Express in there. They get Hyper Light Drifter in there. And he's carrying and these little weird mini games where you point a gun at the TV and you shoot the TV. Not literally shoot the TV, because in the current day and age, people listening might think I'm actually talking about shooting the TV. But do gun. I know they don't work on LCD TVs, and that's a thing. But is there
Well, why not? Because if you think about your Switch controller, as you aim it towards the screen,
So
and move
you
up,
could still get
you can
one.
do it with that, and you've got the PlayStation Move or Jerk Off, whatever it's called, that you can aim towards the screen. We should be able to do the same.
I mean, this
thing.
is where forget fucking Xbox Scarlet and PS5. They should be putting money in technology to bring back light guns.
light gun games.
Yeah.
Virtua Cop.
Yeah.
That was what was
Time Crisis.
Dino Hunter. Do you remember the one with the
Hunter,
dino?
oh my god! Time Crisis was one of my favourites.
Yeah, love Time Crisis. That was amazing.
When we were on the way back from Scotland, actually, complete digression here.
Yeah.
We stopped at a service station and Sarah was knackered and she went into a toilet. And I didn't do the toilet. And next to me was a Rambo arcade machine. And I put a coin in and she come out to me going... It's like
Fucking Operation Wolf, man. When you used to have the SMGs on the arcade machine, and just
she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what? I've got 3 lives left, love. She watched me for a good 5 minutes. So, but I was brilliant. Just like people jumping up, and it was the whole FMV. So like they're filmed, and you shoot the person, like,
and you'd have the grenade or the knife busy spinning in towards you. You'd have to shoot out the sky.
Oh, that's so good. But yeah, bring back light gun games. Point Blank with an indie game franchise. That's what I'm saying. Do it now, and I'll buy it.
I think loads of people would buy that, to be honest, because we had the stupid box thing, Nintendo Labo or Labia or whatever the feck it was
80
called.
quid for cardboard.
Yeah,
80 quid with a gun.
I'm there.
Yeah,
2 plastic guns, 1 pink, 1 blue. Let's do this shit.
that's it.
I am sold.
I remember when I brought Point Blank, and I was so happy. I'd saved up for it for so long. PS1, wasn't it? It was PS1. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I wrote because my mom. I was about to say my parents, but it was not my dad. It was definitely my mom. My mom was full on anti-gun. We could not have guns in the house, anything like that. But as soon as like PlayStation that lot started, you have the plug-in guns that work. We had shitloads of the bastards. It was like we're playing Virtua Cop. My mom's in there holding it gangster style, just blowing the shit. You're like, yes, here we go. I love this. I've still got light guns. But I can't play any of the games with the light guns.
They do only work on
gothic.
CRT, don't
Yeah.
they? Jesus.
And I don't have that TV anymore. Also, I don't want one. It takes up so much bloody
So
room.
big and but
Oh my god.
Dan.
So, right, this is taking us back a huge amount of time. You got to remember I'm old. right? That is something you got to go in here. But there used to be a game called Nightbreed. It was Clive Barker's Nightbreed. It's a horror book that was made into a horror movie, and there was a computer game of it. And what I really want indie game developers to get into is recreating good horror books. Right? I want us to move away from this whole, oh, you turn around a corner, there's a little girl that goes boom, or it's dark, here's a throbbing noise. Let's go back to the source material of some of the greatest writers out there, greatest horror writers out there, and make actually a really good scary game. And Nightbreed was one of the games that terrified me, because there's one point in the game Nightbreed where you're being chased by this big bad guy. He looks like he's got dreadlocks. He's this monster beast. He's got dreadlocks. He's let's see. You might have to flick through that. You might
got on eBay for five.
Oh yeah, it's 30 quid. It's dirt cheap. It was by Ocean Games or something.
Commodore Amiga.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I had it on the Amiga, and I fucking love this game. But there's one point where you are running away from this guy, and he's chasing behind you, and you've got to hammer the button. But if you hammer it too fast, you get exhausted. So he then catches you, or if you hammer it too slowly, he catches you, and you always knew you were screwed at that point. But it was just so twisted and weird, and it took you into this game. And I think indie developers are the ones who can really bring this through to us, because they're not restricted by the Marvel, well, if you're going to do an 18, we're going to cut this amount of money off there. Yeah. I think they're the only ones who can really go out there and do it. And these are the ones that I want to see. I want a good horror game.
I can't remember the last time I played a good AAA horror game. I honestly can't remember.
I've played loads where they've gone, oh, this is a horror game, and then you get a jump scare, and then you're kind of bored. Or they do, there's a monster you can't kill, insta-death, oh, hang on, I'm dead.
The only one, the one that done it best last time was probably Alien Isolation, but then that kind of got repetitive quite quickly.
Yeah, because as soon as you die in a game, you kind of get bored of the death.
Oh, I say that. Thingy was good.
What's that one?
What's the 80s slasher flick you play through? They gave it on PlayStation Plus one time.
Not Night Trap.
No. Do you remember it was like the film? It was like a Telltale style game,
right? Where
you moved around that, but it was like an 80s slasher film, and they've recently done the Man of Medan, but the game was before that. It was.
I don't know.
Dawn.
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn.
Yeah, that was quite good.
Yeah,
that was quite good, but that still had the that was more of a choose your own adventure sort of thing.
It was more of slasher elements. Yeah,
talky bits, hiding bits. I'd like to see a really good horror game done by an indie dev, because I don't think
Hellraiser.
Poltergeist, you've got to hug a static screen. But I that's what I want to see an indie dev do, and they're not my type of games. You know me, I don't.
Yeah, like you said, they're the only ones that have the free license to do something that could break the mold.
Yeah, and could really be that too. It's kind of why I liked Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, because they really played with this idea. They could go where other AAA developers are too scared to go, because it wouldn't be saleable to the mass market. This is only going to get those niche people who want that.
Yeah.
I think part of it is because I'd like to be treated like I've got intelligence again. I do feel like so many games now treat us like we're thick. It's like going to the cinema where the movies have to explain why something happened. Oh. You're like, well, actually, thanks. I get that. I don't need to be spoon-fed the answer afterwards. And I think that's where a lot of horror games fall down in the end. They're like, oh, well, that wasn't real. It happened because of this. And here's this bit. And you're like... It's why I'm also worried about going to see... Go on.
So the issue with that is because... maybe 80% of the public, general public, want to know why this happened. Want to know why that happened. And I said that coming from Sarah, who's... Something finishes and it's ambiguous. And I like it. I'm like, that's brilliant. Like, but it makes no sense. And I'm like, well, what do you think happened? I don't care. I want them to tell me what happened.
Yeah, but that's not the point.
But that's probably what a majority of other people think as well, which I don't like.
But then surely that's the point of a AAA. The triple and the A are there for the majority.
Yeah.
Indie developers are there for the rest of us to go, you know what? No.
Yeah.
No, I don't have to fit to your mold. This is my game how I want to do it, and I'm going to go and play with that. It's kind of like when we played Disco Elysium.
Yep.
It was really nice because I really felt like during that they were like, well, actually,
Do what the hell you want.
this is you exploring the game.
Yeah.
We're not going to explain these bits to you or tell you why that's happened. I mean, just the different experiences we both had
Yeah.
from that first bit was quite obvious. They were going, well, no, I'm going to treat you like an adult, like someone who has their own thoughts and their own intelligence, and what happens to you is going to be based on how you deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what a horror game about. A horror game is to scare me, but beyond a very generic jump scare, which I go, ah, and then next time I see it, I won't. But if you really want to mess with my mind, you've got to let me be intelligent. It's why I like the very first Saw compared to the
First
others.
Saw's great, yeah.
The first Saw is a psychological.
The scene at the end,
as
you're just
well.
like,
Yeah.
what? Like, what?
Oh, by the way, Brian, Saw, let me ruin that one for you. The guy who's dead on the floor, he's not dead. He's not dead. It's a trick. He's the one running the trap.
Yeah.
Movies for you, Brian. Movies. You don't know Brian's one of our patrons.
He is, and
Love
you've
ya.
been doing it all the time. I'm going to say,
I think my favourite one
the
to
film
read was
is
Billy
10
Madison.
the film is 10 years old. Over 10 years old.
Yeah.
You're free to say what the
It was
hell you want.
mid-90s that 7 came out, and he's like, oh, you've just ruined 7 for me. Get over it. Jesus, Brian. Come on. Live in the now.
Yeah. Oh, God. But, yeah, well, that's it, guys.
That's it.
That is it. That's what happens when Tom's not here, mumbling, going, oh, I didn't really play anything this week.
We could be quite snappy. We get through it all.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed. The missus wouldn't let me play anything. No, I kind of had to just, like, rub her feet for a little bit, really. That was about it. But that's Tom. But yeah, when Tom's not here, we
Right
get
here.
through it nice and efficient.
You can see his shadow. This isn't my
He's
shadow.
poking me at the moment.
This is Tom's shadow.
He's annoyed by that. But guys, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching, listening, whatever you chose to do. We are going to stay on air for another 10 minutes or so for our Patreon listeners. If you want to jump over to patreon.com/Indecredible, $1 a month can get you access to pre and post show content. There's about 15 minutes at the beginning. There's normally about 10-15 minutes at the end. Half hour a week where we just chat nonsense. We don't chat about... Sometimes we chat about indie games. Sometimes we chat about absolutely anything. Last week we spoke about how Tom didn't get killed by getting naked.
Yeah, that's true. We
So
did.
if you
Yeah.
want about that, there you go. And $1 a month gets you access to all the previous stuff as well. So you can check that out if you want over on patreon.com/Indecredible. If you did watch us, guys, thank you for watching us. But we are available on all podcast services as well. So if you want to listen to us in the future, go download us or subscribe to us or whatever you want to do. Follow us on Spotify, on iTunes, on SoundCloud, on everywhere. But if you only listen to us and you want to if you want to see any of the games we were talking about today, then you can do over on youtube.com/Indecredible. Or just type Indecredible into Google. Then every game we spoke about, there will be a trailer playing behind us. So you can see us kind of trying to give context to what is going on in the background. But anyway, guys, thank you for stopping by. It's been a pleasure having you here. Until next time, from Dan.
I'll see you later.
At the Dice Bear, I was going to say.
That's right, yeah.
And if you want to find me, you can find me at What's Up Woody if you want it. Yeah, until next time, you guys just stay Indecredible.
See you later.
Patrons, how are we doing? Tom's been quite staying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been quite nice.
Very nice. What was I saying now? Yeah, have you played much Destiny?
I played a little bit, but I've been having to mark
Well,
120 maths papers.
you know what issue there is, ain't you?
I've got a shitty job.
Be a PE teacher.
No, work in a private school.
Working in a private school as a PE teacher.
Yeah.
Even better.
Even as a maths teacher, my classes wouldn't be over 30.
Oh
So
no,
I
I mean the
wouldn't have
biggest
to-
class at school is about 16.
Yeah. I could mark that really quickly.
And I see the people doing the marking and the staff from. I'm like, oh, what are you doing there, mate? Just some marking. Do you want a
Sucks to
coffee?
be you.
I'm going to get a coffee. There's a little donut over there. Do you want a donut as well? I'll be sat the other side if you want to chat to me, mate. All right?
I've been trying to help other teachers out as well because I've had some
do that.
breaks. Oh no, it's a good idea. because I help them out, and then they bring in baked goods.
Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
fuck yeah, hello. So I've
Makes
been, and also for me, maths isn't a problem. So I've watched quite a few of them struggle and gone, I'll do that for you. You know what I really like? Fucking love maple and pecan plats. Just so you know. Yeah, and then next day, oh look, fucking lovely.
Nice.
So I've been playing that game for the week.
Nice.
But it means I haven't really got into Destiny. I have, however, played Anthem.
Oh, you said you were quite enjoying it.
Yeah, I feel so sorry for the devs. I feel
sorry
for the devs.
You can see they need to do a Destiny. They need to go. EA stepped away. BioWare get full control.
Yeah.
BioWare turn around and say, "Give us 6 months. We're relaunching, free to play with seasonal content." That's what they need to do.
Because there's still server issues, even now.
Okay, there must have been
still.
There must be, maybe they've cut them down more because
I think they've cut them down
when
because
I
they
went back,
basically turned around and said they're not doing their road plan anymore.
Yeah.
And then
when I went back to play Cataclysm, which is now a full-time event, but it was a timed event.
Oh, it's just about to stop.
Oh, no, they've announced it's not. It's carrying on forever.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, because it's like one of the only...
I was hoping it was going to stop and then be a while, then come back.
So it stops and then it starts again like 4 days later.
Oh,
so you get the end of stuff content if you want to do that.
Yeah.
But I played all of Cataclysm again. I really enjoyed Cataclysm actually. I was like, oh, this is quite fun. It adds something new to it. But I mean, I've got over 100 hours in that game now, and I'm like, I don't need to play any more of this game. I will, and I'll say this now. If they do a Destiny, and they end up going
free to play,
relaunch, seasonal pass, I will definitely jump back into that game, probably on PC, and be like, sweet.
Well, I've been having a look because it's on EA Access now. I mean, dropped down to 15 quid in Tesco anyway, and I was like, well, I'm pretty tempted. But then it was EA Access, and I was like, okay, let's have a look at this game. I haven't paid anything, so I'm not going to take that baggage with me. And I played it, and all the time I'm playing it, I'm like, they've got some really good ideas here.
Yeah.
They've got some really nice bits. They've slowed down the progression to make you pay. They've not giving you as much stuff here. You can see it, but then you keep getting these little glimmers of, oh, look, they're the devs.
Yeah.
Look, you can see the devs had this great idea. They want to do this. Poor bastards put in so much work to make what could have been an absolutely beautiful game.
Yeah. If that was releasing end of this year, had another 9 months to bake.
Yeah.
I still think it would have been shallow game, but I think we would have had none of the server issues or anything like that that they had, and that's my concern with any EA thing at the moment. It's like Star Wars is the fact that I don't care it's single player. It's still the fact that they announced it
out so quick.
That's it. They announced it when they said this is like alpha gameplay. Then they said, yeah, by the way, it's coming later this year, guys. And you're like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? I mean, that's still my slight concern with Death Stranded. The only thing that I'm slightly more forgiving there is I've never played an unpolished Hideo Kojima game, so that's my thing there. The only reason I pre-ordered that game is I paid for it to get delivered is because I want to know what the fucking thing is. I'm like, what is this game? I want to know.
I think that's what worries me more though, because I don't think anyone knows that.
You know, you're going to spend 60 hours, finish it, and be like, what just happened?
I think everyone's going to sit there at the end of it and go, why was that baby in it?
Do you think it's be one of those Darren Brown things, like where you're going to get like stuck to your chair or something? Why can't I move? Like, what?
I don't know. We'll just be sat there for days going,
that game is never going to be a 7. It is either fucking amazing or it's fucking terrible.
Yes.
I don't know.
I kind of like the fact that he takes those risks, though.
I don't think he gives a shit about review scores.
No. This is a game I want to make.
I don't give a fuck.
It's a baby game with a ladder. Cope with it. What the fuck are you making?
Well,
tanks have weird faces.
Have you seen the most recent trailer?
What? Yes.
It's the actual first trailer that actually says what kind of the story is. And it is the 9th trailer we've had, and it's the shortest trailer we've had, and it is the first trailer that actually goes, okay, so you're actually trying to get somewhere, playing as normal readers. with this baby package thing. Cool. Now I know roughly what I'm doing.
Do you? Because I watched that afterwards and go, you what? What are you doing?
I do love...
Do you work for Parcel Force? But you don't... I don't get this
I
game.
do love the look of the creatures in there.
Well, even when I mock the ladder because it is just funny, but I actually, it's not my type of game, but I love the design of the people in biosuits.
Yeah.
Because you're like, hang on, why are they in that? What's going on here? Everything that they ever showed always made you ask questions, and I like that. And I think the monsters, I think you're right. I think they're yet again, they make me question things. I'm always there asking for more, and I think that's a great thing. But
yeah, no, I'm interested to know more about it.
I'm going to leave it to you to play.
Well, I've got a physical copy, so
yeah, it's like I'll borrow it a long time afterwards. Once reviews are out and everyone's bored of it, I'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
And I might even get Corinne to watch it. I might even go, come on, honey, just watch this and tell me what you think.
It's about babies. It's cute.
She's going to be like, what the fuck are you playing, Dan? Just...
I've managed to put a lot of hours into Destiny, actually. I'm really enjoying it. It's just...
Oh my god. I played multiplayer.
Of Destiny?
Destiny. Fucking...
Getting creamed.
I got creamed so bad. So bad. It was horrific.
Yeah. I've
never, ever been creamed that badly in any game.
It is, yeah.
And I was destroyed.
I'm getting better, but I'm still like... I take an AR in because I'm like... I like hand cannons, but I'm not accurate enough in Crucible hand cannon. You miss one shot, you're like, I'm dead.
I'm there with my Mida multi-tool and my hand cannon, which I'm used to playing on the other ones, and just like, here we go, I've got a massive KD ratio, we've won, whatever, here we go. And in that one, I'm like, oh, I've missed. Oh shit, I'm dead. The best one was I spawned. I tried to do a head glitch, as in I'll just poke my head out. I'll be able to go in there. Some prick from the other end, gone. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, PC gaming is another level, that kind of thing. We had a Trevor was on the other night, and there's this thing called Shattered Throne where you get with Forsaken, and he was like, it's quite a long like dungeon. It's not so much a strike; it's more of an actual dungeon.
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably like, oh yeah, well we're like quite got high level, and that's fine. Yeah, we'll crack on with it. Like we really want to do it. And anyway, we're getting through it, and we're like probably half an hour in, and then come across this boss, and we're like, oh, this is fucking a bit meaty, isn't it? Took out 1 or 2 goes, and we finished the boss, and was like, oh cool. And Trevor's like, yeah, that was it. And we were like, oh, wait, it's carrying on. He was like, oh yeah, you got this bit here, and this is a whole jumping puzzle section, and then got, and then we were like, what's this here? And he was like, oh, I forgot about this bit. And then it was the final boss, and we must have had minimum 10 runs at the final boss.
Jeez.
But it was one of those such satisfying moments where we was learning the mechanics.
Yeah.
Because Trevor's like, I've done this before, but I was really drunk and I got carried through it. And then we were learning, I was like, oh, okay, so the silence spawn here, and then and we started breaking it down, and then we learned it all, and we had the strategy down, and then we beat it, and we were like, oh my god, this is what, it was an hour and 39 minutes to do this one dungeon. But it felt so good because you were, it felt like you had worked as a team, you come up with a strategy, put it in, and it worked. And that was great. And the amount of stuff they keep throwing at Iron Banner's starting on fucking Tuesday, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
So,
I'm going to have to play it. Why can't it be during half term? Think of the teachers.
So, but no, that's cool. I've just been playing with some Mythgard, really. This tournament at the end of the month, so...
Get ready for that one.
Get ready for that. It's so funny, because when I left Gwent, I had a few people get in touch and were like a little bit douchey. Not from the team, other people externally. A bit like, oh, like CDPR have supported you and they featured me as like this featured player and things like. Now you're just turning your back on them when the game's not at its best. You got to stick with them and and I was like, look, simple answer. I said to everyone, I stream for fun. I'm not having fun with Gwent at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, those people now are playing Mythgard, and I've now got people from the Gwent community messaging me saying, "Do you fancy doing some co-op? Because I kind of want to learn this game Mythgard." You've got some very big names. Adzakov, he's been at every Gwent challenger. He's one of the best Gwent players in the game. He's now playing Mythgard. It took him 3 days to get to champions rank. Like, he fucking smashed it all the way through. Made his own brew deck, rinsed everyone on ladder, and went clutch. And people were like, who's this Adzakov guy? And I was like, yeah, he's from Gwent community. He's like one of the best players. Just any card game he plays, he's going to be a pro in. And they were like, and so these people who were like, oh yeah, we were such good Mythgard players, he's now destroying them. And they're like, oh. I'm like, yeah, you're good Mythgard players, but he's a good card game player. He
gets it.
And they've done lots of good, nice changes to the game. Like, there's some nice little. Have you seen the way cards look now? That's quite nice.
Which one's that?
Colour overlay on the cards.
Oh yes, yeah.
Nice. They gave everyone some codes, which was cool.
Yeah, I got those.
I got fucking shitloads of them. I was like,
I get them out on Twitter.
Yeah,
because you sent me the treat one. I was like, I've got 3 fucking treat codes here. I can't use them. They
sent me 20.
Yeah.
For streaming. They're like, give this away, and I was like, I'll call up, put a couple in, and I was like, oh, I can only use one.
Yeah.
Like, damn it. And they're only valid for 2 weeks, so I was like, fucking hell. So I'm streaming tomorrow anyway, so anyone who new comes by can get that.
Yeah, I stuck them up on Twitter as soon as possible. It's like, shit, fucking, you get 10 packs and a whole load of booster extras.
You get 10 packs, 10
wild cards, galore.
Common wild cards, 6 uncommon wild cards, 2 rare wild cards, and 1 mythic wild card.
Yeah.
And they are taking away the colours on the wild cards, finally. I think that's coming next patch. But are you still enjoying the game?
I think it's a brilliant game. My only issue with the game was the fact that you didn't get those decks to start with.
Yeah.
If you got those decks to start with, you could not complain about that game.
We were on the podcast.
It was so clever.
I featured on the podcast, the Boneyard podcast, which is a Mythgard podcast, like a week ago. And Mark actually raised a point that I hadn't thought of before, and I think he's correct. Like I was saying, I don't think you earn packs too slow. I think it's just the collection's so big. And he was like, the issue is there's 99 mythics in the game.
Yeah.
He's like, that is insane. Like, there's like almost 22% of the cards in the game are mythic.
Yeah.
Like, and that's because they've done all these balance changes last minute, and cards that were too powerful as rare, they made mythic. And then they hadn't made any mythic cards that aren't that powerful back down to rare. Because people were like, oh, I've crafted this card now. If you make it rare, I'm going to lose it. Like, so they've got themselves in a sticky situation. But as I've been saying to people, they've said they're not going to be an expansion. And for 6 months, so about another 5 months until there's any expansion. And with the expansion, they're only ever going to release a maximum of 12 mythics per expansion. So you've got plenty of time. I was like, you've got plenty of time to build a collection.
To figure out what's going on.
And have you seen the roadmap they've released?
No.
It's very interesting. They've got the next 2 chapters of story coming in before 1.0 launches.
Nice.
When 1.0 launches, they've got a whole single player game mode that is a deck building game like Slay the Spire.
Oh, nice.
They've got
nice.
Like a whole single player game that you never have to touch the multiplayer side on it, and you can still earn
cards
to do that.
I think that's good because though I like these games, there are shitloads of them coming out at the moment. I just got sent a code for another one. I can't. Hang on. Let me just go on here.
But yeah, I mean, you're not like a hyper competitive player, are you?
No, I wasn't. I did that back in the day. Skyweaver is another one I've been sent, and this is another TCG sort of card game thing. And no, I did my competitive bit back in the day, and I'm out of that now. I like seeing what mechanics people build. Which is why I really like Mythgard, in the fact that they just went, we're going to do them all, but we've made them work.
Yeah. There's still not really an established meta. There are definitely meta colours. In terms of people are building decks with set colours in them that are proving strongest, but there's not a deck. Like, there was, for 2 days, there was this red-orange deck that this Adzakov guy made and fucking wrecked everyone with. And people were like, what?
Let me guess, he then built a combo for it. It was like,
everyone started playing that, and then he swapped out the orange and put in green and started destroying the red orange that he had built.
Yeah.
And people were like, why aren't I winning? I was winning all my games of this. And he's like, well, I fucking made the deck, mate, so I know.
I know exactly what the issues are with it, so I can build into it.
Yeah, I mean, the guy, I watch his. I go on sometimes and just click on his name. He's got an profile and just watch his previous games just to see how he play. The guy's just like, he does plays, and I'm like, what are you doing that for? And then 4 turns later, I'm like, oh,
there you go.
Saw that play 4 turns before it happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus Christ. And he's only been playing the game probably 100 hours.
Yeah, but a lot of what Mythgard doesn't do anything new.
No.
There is nothing new in Mythgard. So if you've ever played any other
well, he was
card game or anything like that,
he was
you
very
know them.
big in paper magic. He went very big in America in paper magic, and he now is. He went to Gwent. Like I said, he fucking ruined Gwent. And it always brought weird decks, and people were like, "What the hell's this deck?" And then he'd just win with it.
Yeah,
And people were like, "What? I'm playing a meta deck. You're not allowed to beat me." But yeah, no, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. But the tournament at the end of the month should be good.
yeah.
Prize support straight away, which is, I mean, it's not
that's pretty
huge.
good.
It's $100 for first place, $60 second, and $40 third. But I mean, I just want to play and learn the game competitively, because building a deck for a tournament is very different from building a deck for ladder.
Yeah.
So I want to get experience of playing comp stuff there, and yeah, it'll be good.
Well, thanks to the extra decks, the ones you sent me and the bits like that, I was
threw a
able
starter
to
pack,
make.
didn't I?
Yeah, you threw me a starter pack, and then the treat one, which gave me another 10, was enough to then build a deck.
Yeah.
And I did my Lost Boys deck, which I've been wanting to make for ages.
Nice.
Which is your Valkyries Vampires.
Nice.
Because they're on bikes and
Nice.
they're vampires. So I'm not playing to make breast decks. I'm trying to make 1980s movies.
Well, I'm currently working on 2 decks that I'm thinking about taking to this tournament. I'm working on a vampire deck, red purple,
Yeah.
and I'm working on an Australian deck that's full of snakes and spiders. And it's so controlly, it's horrible to play
Yeah.
against. It's just like, oh, did you? That's gone.
Let's go.
That's
you don't
gone.
have that. Oh.
That's gone. And
But
it's a
look, my
case of.
entire side is filled.
I honestly, when I said that guy was trying to work on Mill,
Yeah.
he made Mill, and it can work.
Yeah.
He beat someone by 200 points because he depleted their deck down, and they just kept taking so much damage. And they drew one card that they couldn't draw one time, and they took 196 damage because it had been.
Jesus.
And he was like, "Oh, well, Mill works, guys." And the devs got in touch with him, shared his video on YouTube, and on Twitter saying we never designed Mill to be a thing. You're the first person to actually make Mill work. It was so good, so good. I want to work on a deck to fuck with people's hand. You play Black Hatter, so discard a random card. You're just like, oops, you got no cards. Look at all my cards, you have none. It's quite hard to make work, but that's the joy of Mythgard, though. It's like, I've got an idea, and chances are there's a way of making it work.
Yeah, because all of it is based on other things that you can sit there and go, hang on, this works in that game. Can I do it here? Or even if you just sit there going, you know what, I really fancy seeing if I can get out the most gimpy characters and defeat you with it. And there is always a way of doing that so far. There's always something in the background. You're like, actually, that card there linked with that one.
Yeah.
That would be brutal. Oh, let's give that a go. How can I get that card quicker? Well, I've got this card that will let me get there.
There's a card I slept on for so long, and I saw someone playing, and I was like, why the fuck are they playing Respawn? And I played it, I was like, oh, I didn't realise it done that.
Yeah.
But basically, when my minion dies, it just instantly respawns back there. And it just has ephemera, and I'm like, really? What? I can swing into the person, get the overrun, and then, pa-dum.
Yeah, he's back.
I'm like, that's nuts. How have I not played this card before? But yeah, anyway, people are like, oh, I don't give a fuck about CCGs.
Of course they do. They watch us every week.
Trev, I think Moloch tunes in sometimes. Sometimes he pops in chat and he's like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just here to just listen. Trev stopped by a couple of streams before I was doing CCGs, but the guy's busy. Folly
He's in Scotland.
Sometimes. He's in Scotland now, yeah.
He's in Scotland, yeah.
Yeah.
See, we keep an eye on our
Argus.
patrons.
He's Argus.
I wouldn't know.
Argus.
Yeah.
That's Scottish, isn't it? Argus.
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 I don't know. I know that they don't call them bastards.
Boy.
They're bastard.
Bastard.
Bastard. They don't put the D at the end.
Fucking Scots.
You say that, but I'm from a Scottish family. I have my own clan tartan.
True.
Which is fucking hideous.
Is it?
It really. I've got a tie of it because I wasn't willing to pay
They are
for the
thinking
kilt.
about suing the Rugby World Cup. Have you seen this? They're going to
Yes.
sue.
Yeah, they're going to sue.
So quick context, people were like, what? There's a typhoon currently heading towards Japan. England-France game was called off.
Boom.
Qualifying tomorrow for the Formula 1 is called off. It's hitting main time tomorrow afternoon, Saturday afternoon as of recording. But Scotland are playing Japan, which is a home nation, in a very, very big, huge game. Basically, the winning team go. If Japan draw or win, they go through.
Yeah.
If Scotland win, they go through. And they come out and said, there's a chance this might be cancelled and it will be ended in a draw. So Scotland are like, that can't happen. Like,
because they're out and Japan are through.
But then you got to think that, like, if it isn't Japan, do you think they would just go, it's cancelled? Like, because it is Japan, it's the home nation. It's just like, I don't know. But
I think they want them to play because Japan have played really well.
Oh, they've been brilliant. They've been really good. I love
so,
the fact they
and
beat the
Scotland
Irish.
haven't really. They've been all right, but they haven't been.
They don't win against Samoa, but that was about it, really.
So I'm not quite sure what they're going for in this, apart from the fact that they're pissed that they won't have an opportunity if it is cancelled.
Yeah.
Because that's still an if at the moment. But to be honest, you can't play during a typhoon.
I don't know, mate. Play on Seaford's pitch. You know, I played there, mate. So it's
same?
below sea level and it's open on the seafront. So in the winter, you're like, just wind blowing off the sea. You pass the ball and you're like, whoa, where's that gone? Run back 15 yards to pick it up. It is, honestly, I've played on many a pitch in my life, the worst pitch I've ever played on. And I'm telling you what, if they had those conditions in
Japan,
then they know what a typhoon is. Come over here and play that, mate. Not even get typhoon. I've been getting stick all day from this guy at work. He's a hero. He's Welsh now. And he's like, oh, a bit of rain, mate. England can't play. Oh, we've got to go in the rain. I'm like, it's a typhoon. Oh, yeah, typhoon, is it? I'm like, oh, I haven't really got anything I can say back to you.
Yeah, no, at this point we don't.
No.
You just wait, Wales.
Yeah, fucking Welsh. Anyway.
That's it.
That's it, people.
We're off. Live long and prosper.
May the gods keep the walls and the hills and the women in your beds.